Yo, hello everyone. I'm finally doing something about a bit of footage which I recorded while trying to beat Fallout 4. Of course, major spoiler alert, I'm mentioning crucial parts of the story, even by accident, so beware. So let's go. Fallout 4 has been a subject of a lot of video essays, and a lot of people despise its story and say it's a good shooter and a bad RPG and a bad Fallout game. And of course I agree. It was disappointing experience, that's for sure. I felt a sigh of relief after beating it finally after 94 hours. It was I believe 2 playthroughs. Like not complete because I completed it just once. But the this time which I spent here absolutely wouldn't do this again. So I'm just sticking with this one playthrough. I'm not a professional game reviewer. I'm just doing my opinion. So I'm not getting through this once again. But yeah, it was disappointing. It was a disaster. But somehow it was sometimes beautiful disaster. So let me talk a bit about this. By the way, I played and recorded the game in Polish, so for anyone not familiar with this language, I'm sorry. We all know that like the story is a train wreck. Maybe a train wreck would be more interesting. It's just boring and it's just it forces you into the single mundane route. This is the problem. Compared to like its predecessor, made by Obsidian, not Bethesda. Well, I mean, of course, Fallout New Vegas. This is kindergarten level. Like the story doesn't branch out. It offers you just like this one outcome. Of course, you have 4 factions, but they don't change anything. The outcome is always the same, and it's the same grind basically. Even though the beginning felt nice, like it, for me at least, it had this interesting introductory hook about like this hibernation and like kidnapping mystery. Of course, yeah, like revenge is cliche, but it worked. But in terms of other parts of the story, you quickly get disenchanted by it. So nothing to say here. I went with Brotherhood of Steel for this playthrough because like I did the same in Fallout 3 and I felt this is like the proper continuation of the story, so I just felt like doing this. And it was goofy as fuck, like Liberty Prime maybe had its like 3 seconds of charm, but even in Fallout 3 I kinda cringed at it. And at this time it surpassed these levels. The game takes itself a bit too seriously to sit right at, and like the final battle was disappointing, of course. And I also wanted to say that characters throughout the story inhabit this awkward space between serious and cartoony, where it doesn't really feel right for them to exist in this world with this level of like seriousness like attached to some things, some jokes, some motives which feel like just a comic book. Of course, maybe this is the aesthetic, but it wasn't communicated right, at least in my opinion. But I wanted to say some good things also, and I wanted to start with the aesthetics of the game, because I feel like artists did a really great job with establishing this this balance between like the griminess of Wasteland and the bright, colorful and simplified pieces of technology, like retro technology in this wasteland. And visually, at least, it has been like this balance has been achieved really well. And there are just some nice things happening here with how the game makes you enjoy exploration. You know, the first moments which I remember like truly being hooked into the game and into this lone wanderer story was actually the moment when you leave the vault and explore the woods just next to it, go to town by foot, encounter some enemies, and going to town, climbing the church and standing on its roof watching the sunset. Like, yeah, it worked totally. And these were the moments where I felt, oh yeah, maybe there is some good story here, like, but no, unfortunately not. But like the exploration part, yeah, it was cool. And it worked really well with the pieces of like visual world building that were scattered around this journey. Like, I got distracted a lot when I wanted to like explore a store just to see what's inside. Maybe there are some people there, maybe they have a story. Oh, like there is a cave here, I want to enter it, and maybe there is a story connected to that. And my favorite moment in this exploration lore dynamic was the glowing sea, of course. This was done great, and the feeling of being enclosed in a power suit, just stomping throughout this hostile land covered with bleak green fog, and hearing the Geiger counter ticking without music, with just those like sounds of your steps and the badness outside. So yeah, there were some moments. And it is striking, it is hostile looking, of course, but also like visually appealing. It's cinematic. I like specifically recorded some parts where I just wander around with no music. Sadly, the story doesn't carry it more than few hours. So I don't know what I did for 90 something. Grinded some missions. But yeah, visually it's great. I really enjoyed, for example, building a settlement on the beach near the water. It was really calming. So yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this little snippets of me enjoying the game. Or not enjoying it, or absolutely despising it. There were some good and bad emotions there. Now it's just indifference. So yeah, thank you and goodbye.